Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're going to give it a minute. We're going to give it a minute so everyone can catch on and join. And please allow me some time so I can share to some other places. Did you guys think I was playing when Aubrie woke me up last night? When I said I was going to get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, and get back on here? No, I wasn't playing. So I got up, brushed my teeth, washed my face, cooked for my baby. Now we're here. And the shit that I'm about to reveal tonight, well, this morning, y'all might want to have a little mimosas. Give me a moment, please. And we are going to have a special guest today because this shit is just redundant. Like, I'm so tired of this. It's crazy. It is absolutely ridiculous for me to receive late night threats, phone calls. Goodness. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to be very frank with you guys. I'm tired of this shit. I am tired of talking about M motherfucking fraudulent Rain. I'm tired of talking about her. Like, baby girl, you are attempting to make yourself relevant, but we'll get there. Oh, we're going to get there. Because at this point, this bitch done lost her man. So give me just a moment. We are going to allow some time for others to come in. Isn't that something? I began talking to her and some money came in. Bitch, you don't have no power this way. Transmutation is beautiful, isn't it? Give me just a moment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. No question is off limit. Hi, The Alchemist. How are you? It's nice to see you. I post the link in the chat for anyone that would like to join today. So let's jump straight into it. Okay. First, we are going to go over. We're going to do a recap. We are going to do a recap of the video you guys witnessed for yourself of Emme Rain admitting she hexed me. It's something about the Aries, that Aries fire energy that M loves, right? When she's tapping into people. I'm still sharing, you guys. Just a moment. So, we're going to discuss quite a few things today. We are going to discuss quite a few things today. I would like to know, those of you who are not on the live, I know you'll catch it later. I know it's the holiday, holiday, Thanksgiving, Heritage Day, etc., etc. You're gathering with your family. Fortunately for you, for me, I woke up to threatening and violent text messages from Aubrie Sears, Ontario Hampton's bottom bitch. This is crazy. So what did you guys think of the text messages and Emme Rain's video admitting of her hexing me? I don't think she realizes that she talks so much. She's so busy trying to be a bully and portraying, just putting on a front that, oh, I don't give a fuck, ain't nobody go with Emme Rain. I'm mother Emme Rain. Yeah, M the master of fraud Rain. Okay. So she has a new name. And I put my Cash App, my PayPal, as well as my Chime in the description because Aubrie messaged me and told me to get some clothes. So let's allow her to donate, okay? I love my lingerie. I have always worn lingerie, like real lingerie. And I haven't even did it up, right? So we'll see. So I'm going to bring a special guest on whenever she is ready. Whenever you're ready, whenever the alchemist, whenever you're ready, come on in. This shit with Emme Rain, it has to stop. It has to stop. Like, girl, you have people contacting me constantly. Not once have I reached out to you. I reached out, well, let me back. I reached out to you one time. I did not call private, restricted, nor unknown. I called from my real phone number and asked for you to stop having your goons, your thugs, your people to stop calling my phone.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, the alchemist. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm doing Doing good. This body
Now
doing
you
good. Hold on.
look,
I gotta
now you
show
don't
off for the
reveal
audience,
my
right?
identity. I didn't want people to know that I was the alchemist.
Oh, I apologize.
It's all good though. It's all good.
Well, I had said it in the beginning. I gotta show this body off. Hold on, this camera kind of crazy. Why my booty not showing? My son marked all over my walls. So let me just step up. Can you see the butt? Can you see the butt? All in. Which way? This camera is crazy. There we go. All in. Those mantras does a body good. Okay. The occult college does me well. All right. So let's get into it. Now, when you, well, first let's start with how can you tell everyone how we met and what navigated you to me?
Well, actually, I found you on here on YouTube. After I saw Terrain's live, the live he did on exposing Emme Rain, and I heard him mention your name, because I'm assuming you were in the chat, and I did a search, and that's when I found your channel and your videos. Um, and I reached out to you, and we connected because I wanted you to know that you were not alone, and that there were other people um, dealing with a similar situation. There's many of us that have unfortunately fallen victim to Rain's attacks. But like I say, she attacked the right people that are not afraid of her and that are willing to speak out and share their story. So yeah, so that's how I ended up finding you.
Okay. Okay. Now, when you say she attacked the right people,
Hmm.
can you elaborate on that a little?
Yeah, when I say attack the right people, meaning that she has attacked so many people, but unfortunately, so many people are afraid of her,
Right.
and they either disappear, they go in hiding, they stay quiet. But when I say the right people, I mean those of us that are not afraid, and that it's we're willing to speak out and share our story and tell people what has happened, on top of fighting back. So yeah,
Okay. And when you say fighting back,
fighting
you're
back.
you mean
I won't, yeah, I won't
spiritual,
elaborate, but just fighting back.
right?
Fighting
You're
back,
talking.
whether it's
You
whatever
mean
whatever that
speaking up,
looks like, whatever that looks like, but fighting back, not retreating, not being afraid, not going and hiding, but fighting back. And she's not used to that. She's not used to people fighting back, standing up against her.
right?
Yeah.
So, in other words, she's stating we are not fighting physically. We're speaking up. We're telling our stories. If
And
you,
I'm glad
if
you
you're
mentioned that. So let me go ahead and state this disclaimer for YouTube and any other higher ups and officials. Okay, this is not a slander campaign. This is not a defamation campaign. This is a campaign of individuals that have been slandered and defamed by this particular person by the name of Emme Rain.
Mhm.
And there are a group of us that are speaking out and sharing our story. So it's nothing that's felonious. It's nothing that falls under the category of being slander or defamation. This is true experience, firsthand experience, and those of us that are sharing our story. So when it comes from a place of truth, when it comes from a place of us sharing our truth and our experience, it is what it is. So all of these threats about lawsuits and everything like that, it's laughable. You can't sue someone for speaking on their truth. You just want to silence us, and we won't be silenced. How about that, Em?
Exactly, not at all. And I don't understand how you can threaten. How can you go against your own face and voice? She's made so many lives threatening to slit my throat. She, as you guys can see, I post a video of her admitting she hexed me. Um, LaVette, would you like to elaborate on what you told me regarding the lies M has made against you?
Um, yeah, I mean, I can start by, just kind of sharing my story and how we got to this point. I'll try to sum it up a little bit because I did do a live back in, I think it was in August, sharing my story because I know a lot of people wanted to hear from me because she kept stating my name, and slandering me. And that's why I had to have her serve with the cease and desist. But I didn't speak out initially, not because I was afraid. I was never afraid, but because, first of all, I'm a businesswoman. Second of all, I hate the fact that as a woman of color, I have to publicly come after another woman of color,
Mm.
especially being someone that advocates for women, and I'm just like, I'm not about to get on these white folks internet and lash out and look ignorant by going off on another black woman. But she just kept poking and poking and poking, so I gave her what she wanted. So I said all of that to say I did share my story by doing a live, but I think either her or her minions reported my video and they had it taken down. But like I said, I'll be speaking again. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I'll just start at me speaking at the expo. I spoke at the expo. I was one of the speakers back in
So for you
2021.
guys, so what LaVette is giving you now? Of course, we spoke backstage. Actually, this was our we've been, we've spoken back and forth um since we've encountered each other once I came out with my story. But right now she's going to go into her story and the traumatic experience she had with Emme Rain. Okay. Now, I do want to remind you guys, LaVette is one person out of 6.5 pages of people who have been attacked by Emme Rain and her son, Montario Hampton. Okay, you can proceed, Yvette. I just
Six
want
and a half pages is crazy. That's nasty
it
work.
is. It's
Imran, you must be stopped. You must be stopped. That's ridiculous. But I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. All right. So in 2021, I was one of the speakers at her Magickal Mystic Expo. After I spoke and I got off of the stage, we went into intermission. So, that's when people just walk around and, have conversations with other people. So as I'm walking off of the stage, I see Emme Rain like walking in my direction. So I thought that she was going to, walk toward me, come to me and say something, right? But no, she didn't. She stopped. She looked me up and down. Down, she kind of scanned me down to my feet, back up to my face. That look we give to another woman, like, bitch. You know what I mean? So when I saw her do that, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know what I did or what I said on that stage, but I must have hit a nerve." Okay,
mm,
so fast forward, after the expo, I started to pull my energy back because just by her giving me that glaze and me feeling her energy, I knew at that point she didn't like me. So, it is what it is. I was still confused. I didn't know what that look meant, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with how I performed on the stage. Because the night before we had dinner with her, all of the speakers, and it was all quote unquote love. So for her to give me that look, and what 24 hours later, I was just like, yeah, it definitely had something to do with how I performed on the stage. Anyway, so I remember, so fast forward a little bit, I remember a post going up of her sharing her ultrasound picture because at that time she was expecting.
oh,
And when I
I'm so
saw,
happy you brought that up.
right.
Yeah.
So when I saw the ultrasound picture, um, immediately I panicked a little bit. And I panicked because I remember, like I said, I just mentioned that the night before the expo, we had dinner. There was a dinner with her and all of the speakers. And just in camaraderie, everyone getting along. We were just like, hey, take a shot, take a shot, take a shot. We were kind of like egging her on to take a shot. So when I saw the ultrasound picture, I'm like, oh my God, I hope she wasn't pregnant when we, was egging her on to take a shot. Now, not saying,
No,
oh,
wait.
she was pregnant, not saying, oh, she
I
was
want to
pregnant.
come to a pause here. So at the event, at the expo, which this is a healing event, an empowering event. There was alcohol.
No, no, no. There wasn't alcohol at the event. The night before the event, we had dinner at a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so of course, having dinner as consenting adults, everybody had a drink. And like I said, it wasn't nothing serious or major. It was just, we all had a drink, we're all fellowshipping, having a conversation. And we were just like, egging her on to take a shot. It was nothing, I'm not making a big to do about it. But
Hmm.
like I said, fast forward maybe a month after the expo, when I saw her post the picture of the ultrasound photo, or put up a post of the ultrasound post, I freaked out because my mind went back to that night, and I was like, oh, I hope she wasn't pregnant while we were egging her on to take a shot. Now, for me, I know sometimes, women can be pregnant and we don't know we're pregnant, right? And we indulge in different adult activities. So that's what I was
But she
thinking.
knew she was pregnant.
Well, I don't,
She knew she was pregnant. She had began making posts. This was
well,
prior to, well, let's make certain we're on the same timeline. Was this prior to was she with her husband?
now
The one she
mind you,
found with
now
ICE?
hold on, now mind you, when she posted the ultrasound picture, this was about 1 month after the expo. Okay. So she could have gotten pregnant after the fact. Okay. So what I'm saying is I'm not making any insinuations that she was pregnant at the time.
Of
That's not
course,
what
she
I'm
knew she was pregnant. She mentioned she was doing IVF, and when you do IVF, you have a lot of different appointments, right? Not to mention, she claims to be a seer. I apologize for the camera, you guys. I'm working off of my laptop right now, but she claims to be a seer, so of course she would know that she was pregnant.
okay.
Makes
Well,
sense to me.
well, that's that. Okay. So I'm not making that assumption. I'm just telling the
Okay.
story that leads up to her attacking me. So I'm not saying she was pregnant. I'm not saying that she wasn't. What I'm saying is a month after the expo, when I saw the ultrasound photo, okay, I panicked because I know that women can be pregnant and not know it. I wasn't under the assumption of, well, why would she have taken that shot if she knew she was pregnant? That's not what I was assuming. I was just assuming, oh my God, again, still approaching the whole situation innocently. I'm like, oh my God, I hope she wasn't pregnant. And we're egging her on, but then again, her not knowing that she was pregnant at the time. So these were my thoughts outside of whatever the situation would have been or what it was. These are just the thoughts that I was having. So I made a comment under that post, and I said that I was like, oh my God, I hope you weren't pregnant at the time. And she responded to me, she was like, no sis, I wasn't pregnant at the time, but I was really wanting to share with y'all that I was actually going for IVF after the expo. Okay, so that's what she responded to me. All right. Then about a few days later, Montario replied to me under that post. And he was like, Emme Rain is not stupid. You think she would have been drinking if she was pregnant? So I didn't respond back to him. I
And this is
respond
a man speaking to a woman.
exactly. So I didn't respond to
Wow.
him, but I didn't respond to him because I'm like, okay, that's her son. And I would expect for him, honestly, to come to her defense, to be honest with you. Because if anyone comes for me, I know my son would come to my defense, right? So I didn't even really feel any way about it, but I did reach out to him directly. And I have those screenshots. I reached out to her directly in her inbox. And I told her, I said, when I made that comment, there was no malice intent. I just freaked out and I was just hoping that, you weren't pregnant at the time and you not knowing that you were pregnant. And she was like, oh no, it's okay. I know Montario was upset about it. But no, we're good, sis. we're good. When I saw your comment, I responded quickly because then that's when she told me, I really wanted to tell y'all that night at dinner that the very next day or after the expo, I was going in for IVF. So at that time, she made it seem like the IVF process started after the expo. So that's why she was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. So emphasis on it's okay, it's okay. So when we ended that conversation, it was supposed to be all good, right?
Right.
No, it wasn't all good. She used that. She put that in her arsenal so that she can later on attack me. Okay.
Mm.
Yes. So fast forward, the attack came April 1st, 2022, on April Fool's Day, full moon in Aries. I'll never forget that day.
Mm.
So she went live. She called my name out. She called out names of other people, but I won't bring them into this. I'll leave their identity out of this. But
Yeah,
she
please
called my
do.
name. She called me, going in on me. Oh, LaVette Minn is a dog, and LaVette this and LaVette that. And then she mentioned about the ultrasound picture. So when I'm listening to her go off, I'm looking at her like, but you said that we were good. You said that it was all good. Yeah, Montario felt some kind of way, but you had a conversation with him to let him know, oh, she didn't mean anything by it. It's all good. There's no beef. We're good, right? But now
Okay.
you on this live and you going off on me and you mention this to try to make it seem like I was being messy when you and I had a conversation and we made it clear that was not the case. So that's when I first peeped her whole strategy. And I was like, oh, you've been waiting to have something to air out on a live video. And this was your opportunity. So next thing I know, after she did that live, it was pretty much up from there. The spiritual attacks came, and yeah, I've been in this spiritual warfare with her for the last 2 years and a half. So again, that's why when I saw your videos, it led me to reach out to you because I wanted you to know, yeah, this is something that she does. You're not alone. So that's just, I left some things out because I didn't want to make it too long, but that's just the gist of how I got dragged into it. So ultimately, nothing was done to her. There was no personal beef. I did the same thing. I have my receipts of all of our conversations that we've had privately in our inbox, and you'll
Right.
see that it was always quote unquote love and light. There was no falling out, even when there was supposedly like a misunderstanding, as I just explained. I'm woman enough to reach out directly to you and have a conversation. But when it comes to her,
Mm.
she uses these little tools to concoct and create these fake fallouts and these fake beefs with people. So she'll have a way to attack you because she's just siphoning energy to feed, to feed. I'll just say that, to feed.
Okay. So it's interesting you mentioned April,
Mm-hmm.
because around the time in April is when April the 7th, to be exact, is when Emme Rain posts the video regarding hexing me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting of you mentioning this Aries energy,
Right.
that she utilizes. Now for you guys, I just want to clarify. If you looked or listened to M. Rain's response, and well, let me ask you this, Lavette, because I haven't asked you this even backstage. Were you ever an apprentice of M. Rain's?
Never. I'll be honest with you. Like during that time when I don't even like saying a part of the community, but when I was over there, I'll just say when I was over there, I was honestly like one of the only ones that wasn't an apprentice. See, when I was over in that community, I was known as the person to go to for branding and assistance with building your business. Like I told you, I have a brand management agency. So a
Okay.
lot of the people that were coming to me, a lot of them were apprentices. And at the time I was like, wow, I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little taken aback, like, wow, why is it only apprentices coming to me? But after this fallout happened, I understood what it was. She literally was playing chess with me. Literally. But we'll get into that later on. But no, I was never an apprentice.
Okay. So the reason I asked you if you were ever an apprentice is because during Emme Rain's response, she stated all of the chaos began due to one of her former apprentices. I can't really say former apprentices due to Emme Rain switching it up. One
Yeah.
moment she'll say a former apprentice, and then the next she'll say one of her apprentices.
Hmm.
So this is the reason. I apologize for the phone.
No problem.
So this is the reason I asked if you were an apprentice, because I was wondering if you were the former apprentice that she was portraying to the public, you know, as
No,
being the core of everything stirring up.
no, mm-mm.
So you weren't. Okay.
No, not me. Uh-uh.
Okay.
See, the thing about it is, and I mean, like you said, you have a 6.5 page list of victims. So you
Oh
never
yeah.
know, who she's speaking on. But the thing about it is, she's always, even though she attempts to come across as if she's well, she is a bully. Now, I'm not even gonna obscure any words. Like, she is a bully, but at the same token, she tries to position herself as a victim. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this
Oh,
person came
definitely.
for me first. No, she always throws the first punch.
Oh, definitely, definitely. This thing with me and M Rain, it began. I, well, you guys heard my story, so I'm not going to go too much in depth about it. However, I began to notice changes within myself after a reading I had with M Rain. It was late December of 2022,
Yeah.
but things hit hard. I want to say in March. Now, you also have to keep in mind you guys are going on my healing journey with me. So you're watching me heal in real time. I want to say March, February, March. Um but something else you hit on when you said, you just asked her, like any woman would that cares for, their friend, their sister. They would say, girl, I know you weren't drinking and you pregnant. Are you okay? What's going on? You weren't saying it to attack her or to come at her aggressively. You were stating this out of concern. And I do remember seeing posts regarding her having IVF treatments. I even saw posts, with her receiving a lot of baby shower gifts. But we never received an answer. She never mentioned the baby. She told the public she was pregnant. Now, and this is directly to M. M, you claim you're a seer. You have all of these gifts. So there is no excuse for you not knowing if you were pregnant or not. Is this the reason you came out with the sacrifice oil? Or are you
Oh.
selling the oil to people for us to use to sacrifice our souls? Because see,
Oh.
when people make these oils, you never know what type of incantation
Hmm.
they're putting into them. You never know what type of chants they're inserting.
That's so true. Damn. So she has a sacrifice oil now, and what? So what? According to her, what is supposed to be the specific intention around this sacrifice oil? Because there's no way I would even touch a oil by the name of sacrifice. That is crazy.
And this is one of her highest oils. Actually, I'll read the description. But you hit on a lot of things, and we're going to get to Montario because it's obvious he comes at women not just aggressively. You got it kind of light there. You know, I have the history of domestic violence. child abandonment, child desertion. So we're going to get to that. Is he loves to abuse women mentally, physically, emotionally. Some women have come to me and told me, quite a few women, that he slept with them. I'm trying to figure out, I want to word this correctly, that Montario has spiritually slept with them. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense to you and I because we know what that means. You know, we know that astral traveling is a real thing. So, yeah, but that's if you're not given permission to do that again, that's another spiritual violation.
Definitely.
You know,
And it's
that's yeah,
spiritual. I can't say it on YouTube,
right,
but it's spiritual, you know,
right. It is.
which is absolutely ridiculous. So I am going to give you guys the exact description of the sacrifice oil. Okay. But it's mighty funny. These oils are coming up because with my mentor, she stated people were receiving allergic reactions, that they were getting allergic reactions to his products, this, that, and the third. Let me say this as I'm searching for the oil. Esty is not on YouTube. You can delete the bad comments. You can delete any comment in which you just don't want to appear. Okay. If you are the host or the owner of your channel. But Esty, however, Esty is a business. Okay. And on Esty, you do not have the opportunity nor the privilege to delete reviews. Now, the sacrifice oil is created to exchange energy, making a sacrifice of your hangups, your fears, and your opposition in exchange for the life you truly. Give me just a moment. I'll start over. Sacrifice is created to exchange energy, making sacrifice of your hangups, your fears, and your opposition in exchange for the life you truly want to live. This is a I command all oil, meaning you are demanding for your pain all that you desire. Now, when I read the definition of this, it says
AKA,
it to me.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead and finish your thought because something came up for me too. But you finish your thought.
When I read the definition of this oil, when she said making a sacrifice of your hangups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, baby, you have fears, bring them on to me. I have the deities to take care of them. And after they take care of them, I'm going to use you for all you have. Okay? Now, when she
Mm-hmm.
mentions and your opposition in exchange for the life you truly want to live, she's not speaking on the life the customers want to live. She's speaking on the life she wants to live. Because
Exactly.
due to this is what I've came to the conclusion of from the women I've spoken to. Many of their energies has been ciphered, just like mine. In Emme Rain's mind, everyone is a threat to her. So you're the opposition. The customers are the opposition. But once again, what is sacrificing? And what exactly are you sacrificing? Now I'll be very, and it's a commanding oil. So if it's a commanding oil, then it's telling you right then and there. And let me make this clear. I'm not coming at anyone, okay? I'm just shedding light on these products. Please keep in mind, I am one who, I hate the word victim, who I feel prey to her tactics as well, okay? So, as a commanding oil, she's commanding all that you're going for and all of you to her. And guess who's paying the price? Who's paying the price, LaVette?
The customers, the
Exactly.
supporters, for
Just,
sure. For
just
sure.
like,
But the thing about it is, it's so unfortunate. The spell and the enchantments over them are so heavy and thick, they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. The first thing that came up after you read that description again, and it further confirms destiny swapping. Destiny swapping. You using this oil gives her access
so you're,
to you so that she can see what parts of your life
she wants.
can I gain or benefit from, right? Just by you purchasing that oil and rubbing that oil on you, people don't realize that they're actually giving consent for her to tap into their energy.
Correct. And I was one. We all, many of us fell prey to the magical mystic, the tantrical alchemist, oh, excuse me, community. But it doesn't, here's where I become a little lost. It doesn't make sense to me why, if I'm looking up to you, if I'm learning from you, where's room for jealousy? Right there. If I'm looking up to you, if I'm looking to learn from you, you know I'm weaker than you magically. Well, so we think, right? Right, LaVette? So we
Don't
think.
confirm, don't even confirm, don't ever confirm anything like that.
So,
Don't
no,
even
that's why,
give that
wait.
power. No, there's
No,
you
you
are
wait.
not weaker than her magically.
No, wait. We're going
Uh,
back into the mind frame of someone
okay.
that's going into the magical mystic community.
Okay, I see what you mean.
So,
Yes.
if entering the magical mystic community, once again, you're entering her space. You're entering her space because you want to learn, right? So meaning, oh wow, she know a lot. Let me get in here. Let me join the apprenticeship. Let me join the money mentorship program. I can learn a lot from her. This is information I've never had access to because I know myself prior to joining the Magical Mystic group, I had a group of my own, but I'm trill. I'm a real I'm a real bitch. So even when I made my group, we all learned from each other. There wasn't a head honcho. In fact, it was in the description. I completely stopped dealing with my group, but this isn't about me. It's about LaVette. Something else you mentioned. I mean, I just can't get over Montario checking you. But we know that's his MO. You know, he loves to aggressively attack women mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and verbally. And it's a fucking shame. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, he gets that from his mom. If you've heard the stories she's told about stabbing people and setting houses on, I want to be
And we're
careful
going
about
to talk
the
about that.
yeah, I want to be
Go ahead.
I was just about to say I want to be careful about the words that I use on YouTube. But yeah, the stories that she has told about her violent past life, um I know that most of the violence it occurred between her and whoever she was married to or in a relationship at that time. So that's where he gets it from. He gets it from his mama.
Now, speaking on the stabbing, I've heard Emme Rain say multiple times she stabbed this person, that person, this person. Numerous of people, right? However, when I checked the record on her background, the only thing I find is her scamming. So she did some time in a penitentiary. She did some time in prison, but it was not. Emme Rain does not have a violent background. So let's get this shit straight right now, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you guys the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Emme Rain does not have a violent background. Okay, she was locked up for. In order to be charged for a felony, you must be charged when it comes to merchandise for something of merchandise or something over that's a value of over $1,000. In her case, it was over between $1,000 and $2,500. A scammer. She's a fucking scammer and she's never changed. So then the question comes about, well, damn, why would she lie about having such a violent past? Because it's her targeting her market audience, and she panders to African American women who are in poverty, who have been through these scenarios, incidents, and tragedies. And it's sad because you don't know if some of these women had to endure some of these things due to domestic violence. But what better advertisement do you have for yourself to advertise your business than yourself? So I feel as if she looked at herself as, yeah, I'm a black woman, very ugly, not easy on the eye at all. Please don't get me started. Which is one of the reasons I had warts on my face, because she took my beauty. Shout out to Tay Tay Terrain. So she's using herself as an advertisement. This is why she talk her talk, walk her walk, walk the walk like she this badass bitch. Even rappers, once they get to a certain point, once they elevate to a certain point in their life, let's use Jay-Z for example. Once he elevated to a certain point in his life, you no longer heard Jay-Z rap about the hood. You heard Jay-Z rap about uplifting his people, attempting to elevate his people. I don't give a fuck about none of the shit that's going on in the news now with Jay-Z. But no one with a violent past constantly, consistently throws this trauma they've endured down their customers' throats. It's trauma bonding. And it's, yeah, I went through this and I made it. Come on, so I can help you. It's
Right,
time for
that's
us
the
to wake
story,
up.
and yeah, that's the
It's,
story, and that's the tagline,
it's,
and that's the hook to reel in a specific group of people. And by reiterating over time, this I'm violent. I've stabbed people. I've hurt people. I've set homes on fire. I'm not pretty sure what words I can use on YouTube, but I really don't want this video to get flagged because I think this is important for people to really understand.
yeah, don't say the flag part. You just can't use essay. You know what that
Okay,
means. The R
okay,
word. You can't use
okay.
the
That F
you can
word
say
too.
unalive,
Got it.
but you get what I'm saying?
Okay, got it. Yeah, so by her reiterating over time, I've had a violent past. I've done this to people. I've done this to people. What she does is she's positioning herself to be feared. And that's why you have so many people that are afraid of her. Also, when she performs her public humiliation rituals by
Now, wait.
mhm,
Now, let's go back.
okay,
Because you have to keep in mind, some people are not spiritual
got
that's
it.
tuning in, and some people are new to spirituality. So we have to elaborate on some of these words.
Sure.
Okay. But go ahead.
No, you said let's back. You wanted me to elaborate on something I said?
Yeah, in the
Okay.
beginning.
Okay. No, I was just basically saying, by her, you were talking about her not really having a violent past. And I was saying that that's just a part of her marketing strategy by doing that. And over time, because I'm hearing you tell stories, I'm hearing you say certain things. And I'm like, yeah, she was saying these same things when I was over there in that community as well. And I came to realize that it's just a part of her marketing strategy to keep people in fear, to keep people dependent on her, to keep people in this place of feeling, well, if I try to leave or if I try to, just cut my ties altogether, I could potentially fall under attack. It's just a strategy to keep people connected and
And it's
binded
not
to her.
potentially. It's not
Yeah.
potentially because the I'm going off of what I heard
Yeah.
and what I experienced. You will fall under attack.
Yeah. It doesn't matter
I'm
what
going
you
off
do.
of
You're,
the
you're
six
going to
and
fall
a half
under attack.
pages
Yeah.
of women. Now, keep in mind, I did not notate their stories.
Yeah.
These are literally 6.5 pages of names and numbers. Okay.
Even in that
Now,
video, the video clip you posted on your channel yesterday, if people really look at that video, she mentioned hexing. In the video she didn't mention your name, but you did say that you're the one she's speaking of.
we
But just
spoke
from a
prior to the
general,
video.
but just from a
Let me give a disclaimer, LaVette. So
okay,
prior to Emme Rain posting the video, I reached out to her. I shared those text messages, okay? But I called her. I contacted Emme Rain and asked her, "What did I do to you? I don't deserve this." She then told me to voice message her. So the voice recording came from Emme Rain. And if you're joining the chat, please say hello, hi, how are you? So I can address you properly. So the video came after we spoke, okay? I'm finished, LaVette. That was to the audience.
okay. No, but I just wanted to use that video as an example to say, even just looking at it from a general standpoint, she mentioned that she had to hex someone that she loved. So I want you to think about that. And I think that part may go over so many people's head. That's why you have so many people saying, I genuinely loved her. I genuinely liked her. I didn't do anything to her. Why has she attacked me? It doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything to her. She literally said in that video that she had to hex someone that she loved.
And that
So
she
even
helped,
even people that she loves or people that loves her, they're not even safe.
right? Not only that, she said she had to hex the fuck out of someone she loved and she couldn't look at it, but it couldn't be undid. No one
Yeah.
else could undo it. And that the person was still going to be in her life afterwards. But
Yeah.
prior to all of these words, she stated a conflict. Now, here's where the premeditation comes in at. The plotting, planning, scheming. These are the things that's of Emme Rain's nature. She said, I can feel when a conflict is coming. What type of conflict were you expecting of me, Em? When I looked up to you, I've never even had a bad fucking thought about you. So see, I know a lot of people want to come into spirituality. People have different reasons. And I'm going to be very honest. A lot of people, I know when it's some bullshit, when people come in a community and they only want to fuck somebody up or they want the money. I know they're really not about this sovereign lifestyle, you know. However, for those who are serious about making spirituality your lifestyle, you have to be very careful. Very, very careful. Get to know yourself. Start with your ancestors. You don't have to reach out to anyone. Go to source. If you don't know who source is, sit in meditation. If you don't know how to meditate yet, well, let me say this. There is no right or wrong way of meditating. Start meditating. Start off with 2 minutes a day in the silence of meditating, or just zone out in a trance. And it will come to you, I promise you. But this shit right here, I want to go back to when you said it hit a nerve in Emme Rain after you got off of the stage. I felt the same way when I received my reading from Emme Rain regarding my personality.
Right.
And I'm the type of woman, this is kind of this is embarrassing to me. I never knew what jealousy was, never paid attention to it, because I've been on my own since I was 15. So if you didn't like me, then fuck you. You know? It's just like, okay, it must be something wrong with you because I didn't do shit to you. I have real things that I have to take care of. So you're the furthest thing from my mind. But when you mentioned it hit a nerve when you got off of the stage due to the way she looked at you, I felt the same way. That's when I felt the jealousy, the envy. However, I didn't think too much of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because I really hate to give her credit because behind the scenes I know what
No, it's
she.
okay. Wait. Let me tell you, it's okay because we're not haters.
No,
So we
we're
give
not. No,
people
we're not
credit when
haters.
it's
But
due.
no, we're not. I'm not a hater. I'm far from a hater. But we're
Right.
speaking directly to Emme Rain. We're speaking about Emme Rain and considering all of the things that we have gone through because of her. The attacks launched at us. This lady literally tried to siphon our life force. I'm not giving her any credit, especially the things that other people don't see, the unveiling of her, the essence of who she truly is.
Which is a
You see what I mean? So
foul
I can't
soul.
sit here in this moment and give her credit. Now, in the past, okay, we looked up to her. We weren't enamored by the lifestyle that she was building. You know, I always say, and I won't take this away from her, she's a great orator. She speaks really well. And I think that's one of the things about her that many people are drawn to. So at that moment, you know, during that time, we don't look at it from the perspective of why would you be jealous of me? You're the one that
That's
you know
teaching me.
have it all. You have it all put together, so why would you be jealous of me? But you know, this really makes you realize that you don't have to be millionaire status. You don't have to have all of the nice fancy cars and the big houses. It could simply be the way other people love you. It could simply be the way you carry yourself. It could simply be the energy that you operate in that could
In
make
my
other
case,
people jealous, you know?
I firmly feel as if the way she was attempting to portray herself to the public as this one day, okay, let me say this. I am going to give you I am going to display my past for you guys. And I'm telling you this now. When I do it, the video will not be up for long because it's something I do not glorify and that I'm not happy to present. Okay. But in my case, I feel as if it was like, damn, I talk this talk, but she really lived it, you know? And Emme Rain only received the surface, the surface of what I endured, growing up and so forth. So while she's portraying to the public that she's this thug, yeah, and we was at the, what is it, the expo? We was at the expo, and somebody walked up to, what is the girl name? The white lady name that's really close in her circle. Yeah, I'm trying to move this camera around because it's acting crazy. What is the white lady name? Who's Sonia. This man walked up to Sonia, and I had to walk up to him like, yeah, it's whatever. What woman carries herself like that? Especially when you come from the type of past, from the, this camera is getting on my nerves. I'm not used to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Doing this on a computer. Especially when you've really endured these things, What woman carries herself like this? What spiritual leader carries themselves like this? And I'm going to tell you all, let me say this. I know when Tay Terrain went on live and exposed her on YouTube, on the Occult College, I know when he mentioned certain things as, Emme Rain didn't want to lose weight. She was fat. Listen, I know it came across to many as if he was, portraying to be funny. But no, it's the truth. The reason I show my body is because I'm going to show you guys some before pictures and some after pictures of me saying the mantras and just even participating in the meditations. The meditations over there is wow. And I do mean wow. So no, he was not being funny. I'm just, I would like the public to know this. He wasn't being funny. Yes, when you do your mantras, you will lose weight. I haven't ate in over a week. I haven't eaten over a week. And we don't believe in irony, but I'm just going to say it for the sake of the public. What is the irony in that? Considering Emme Rain just did a ritual. For those of you who do not know and who are not aware, Emme Rain just did a ritual live stating, which is crazy. I'm going to elaborate on it a little later. Stating everyone is going to get, that we are going to get cancer. Stating my children are going to get taken from me. Stating my mentor is a womanizer. How is he a womanizer? Even when he exposed you, bitch, he said, I'm going to stop because I'm not abusive. And this is coming from a man who cherishes the ground the Black woman walks on. But I really want to know what happened to the baby. Now, I don't know where this apprentice came from that Emme Rain is appearing, she's telling
There's
the
no
public.
apprentice. There's no apprentice. As I when you and I talked offline, like I told you, she's always going to position herself as if as a victim and a bully, right? So she starts out with that victim mentality. Oh, they came for me first. I was just being the good guy and I was defending my apprentice, and then they came for me. No, it's all a lie. It is all a lie. Okay. She always throws the first punch, and then when others punch
Always.
back, now
That's
all of
how
a
she
sudden it's a
teaches.
problem. There,
That's how
so
she
there is
speaks.
no apprentice. She did that to, again, pull on the emotions and the heartstrings of her audience and her followers to make it look like they're coming for me because they're jealous of me and they want what I built. Nobody cares about what you have. Nobody cares about your houses and your cars and the platform that you've built. Okay? Nobody cares about that. These people are calling you out for who you are. These people are fighting back after you have thrown the first punch. So stop trying to position yourself as if you're innocent. You're not innocent in any of this. You have caused all of this because you're the one that's jealous. You're the one that's broken. You're the one that's still operating from a desolate place. You're not healed for real. You let all of these different entities pass through you and you let them speak for you. And they show up in your videos every time you go live. We don't even know what personality goes live each time because you have like 9 different altars. Let's keep it real. So you don't want me,
Well,
you
she
don't want me to
stated.
air you out for real,
No,
MC.
wait,
Now I'm
wait,
getting
LaVette.
pissed. So let me calm down. I'm gonna go back on mute.
She stated at one point she had over 30 altars in her home.
When I say altars, I'm not speaking about the physical altars. I'm talking about the different personalities.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
You guys, this goes a little deep. This goes very deep. I'm still attempting to find this apprentice. I don't know if LaVette felt comfortable with saying this, but when she and I spoke, one on one, I asked her. I said, "Well, are you the apprentice that Emme Rain is portraying to people? Of being the core issue of all of this starting? This is beyond wild, LaVette. I hate you had to endure this because I know it's a traumatic experience. It's uncalled for and it's ridiculous. Now, we know this is the internet and Emme Rain is going to twist and turn this, twist and turn it. But let me tell you something, and I mean this. Bitch, you can never beat the truth. You told on yourself several times. And anytime I have to wake up out of my bed and I'm already not feeling well, it's not because of Emme Rain. I have Behçet syndrome. I had it since I was 9 or 10. They mistaken it for lupus. It's very similar to lupus. Then yeah, there are some things we have to talk about. So I'm hoping more people will come forward, which we have I have 6.5 pages of names and numbers. Some people are still in fear. And I understand. I truly understand. But she's nothing to be feared. Emme Rain gets her power from you guys. That's where she gets her power from.
Exactly. Say that again. I'm glad you said that because more people really need to be fully aware of it. She gets her power from the public, the followers, in so many ways by utilizing. That's why I was like, I would never touch an oil by the name of sacrifice. See, you have to understand it's the power is not in the oil. You have to dig deep and pull back layers and ask, what is this particular oil enchanted with? What entities and energies governs this particular oil?
But you have some women.
You don't know how deep it goes. You don't know what type of contracts and binds you're forming by touching her products and listening to her and attending her retreats. And I mean, this thing is deep. So
But
yeah, it's
now,
deep.
a lot of women I've spoken to, some have no idea of what their oversoul or ori is,
Yeah,
which even more scarier.
it is. It is.
And once again, this is not a slander campaign. This is the pure truth. And I have receipts for everything. Everything. And I'm telling you guys now, this will not be the first time I go live. This won't be my only time going live today. Now, LaVette, may I ask, what did you think when you saw the text messages?
Um, what did I think when I saw the text messages? I mean, I didn't really have any specific thought per se. I just looked at it as you exposing your truth. You were just sharing your receipt. Now, one thing I will say is when I heard her voice clip, I'm like, this lady, she really talk reckless. You know, when she's like, oh, and tell whatever spirit told you XYZ, tell them I said fuck them and don't come to me. Like she talks real big, but in real life, M is a scary ass bitch.
I was going to say
She
that. I
is a
want you
scary
to
all
listen
she is
to it.
all mouth. She is all mouth because the moment you attack back and you come back at her, now all of a sudden she's a victim. Just like a recent post she put up. Oh, I will be pursuing um the law or whatever she said. But when I served her with that cease and desist, she came back 2 years later after she was served and said, F your cease and desist. So now it's F my cease and desist, but now you want to go and sought after the authorities because people are coming back at you in a war that you initiated. She like I said, she in the same breath, she positioned herself as a victim and also a bully.
I'm
And then
glad.
when it's too hot for her, when the heat turns up, oh, let's just get past this. Let's move on. I will be seeking legal remedies. Fuck you. How about that?
But hold on. You're from the streets. Me, but here's the thing. Y'all drug trafficking over there. Your son is facing up to 20 years. You're so intelligent. Why did you think that this was the perfect time to go live with all of this BS? Now I'm going to backtrack to what my spirit told me when I heard it. I heard fear in her voice. That's why she tried to chuckle when she said, "Girl, don't make me come over there and tell whatever spirit that's in your ear, fuck them."
I'm glad you still have that. You recorded that when she said, "Don't make me come find you." That's a threat.
Oh, definitely.
That's a threat.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And she also told me she has family in Detroit.
Okay, that is also a threat. I hope you have that as part of your receipt as well.
I have more. I will never expose my full hand.
Mm-hmm. Good, good,
I'm not the
good.
type where misery loves company, such as Lucretia Hayes is. This shit is sadistic. And I do feel we need to do a live for those who are new to spirituality because this is what we really go through. It's not love and light, okay? In fact, those you come into your spiritual journey with will be the first ones you love. I mean, you learn how to war against. You learn how to go to war with
And the thing
because they're
about it
going to
is,
turn on you.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to say, it's so unfortunate. Like, okay, of course, obviously, protection and learning warfare is a non negotiable, right? But it's so unfortunate that um you have to deal with this part of it because that's not what spirituality is all about. It's about waking up to yourself, learning who you are, walking in your power, embracing your power.
Healing
Set
your inner
healing,
child.
especially, healing yourself, different parts of yourself, elevating, taking back your control over your own domain, creating your life as you see fit. That's best for you. You know, it's about the beautiful part of it. But when
And
you
then you
come
can
into it, it's like
look. Then we
it's
can get to the money after that. You
right.
know,
Yeah, you
but we have
definitely.
to
Yeah,
deal.
if
We
you
have
yeah.
to heal from the inside out.
Right, because wealth is an inside job. It's internal. So you definitely have to work on the ugly parts that you don't want to face, right, in order to get to the beautiful part. But at the same time, what is the key word here? You. It's about you. It's about working on you. So it's really upsetting when you start trusting certain leaders to help you navigate through this journey, and then you have to deal with something like this. That's why Emme Rain, she got to go. She
So,
does. She
and
has
when
she
she
has to
says
go.
she has
She's
to
hurting
go,
so many people.
can you elaborate on how when she says she has to go, she means out of the spiritual community because
Yeah.
she is
Yes. Let me
she's
elaborate.
toxic. She's
Yes.
a parasite.
Yes. When I say she has to
Because
go,
we don't want them to think right,
right, right. Oh yeah, I could see how that could easily be misconstrued. So thank you for
right.
that. But yes, but when I say, for clarity, when I say she has to go, meaning, she needs to be no longer a part of the spiritual community. She is not a benefit to the community. And I know she still has her following and they're going to say otherwise. But of course, it's okay because I know that you guys are under her spell and her enchantment. She is not benefiting the community. She is not uplifting. All you have to do is not be biased, sit back and pay attention. Every year, it's a new group of people, fresh meat, like they say. It's a new group of people.
Oh,
She
now
cycles through
that hit
people.
hard.
Everyone that was close to her at one point, all of a sudden, there's a fallout. She
But the
falls out with
fallout
everybody.
comes from her because I've never even had a bad thought about him. I told you the person she sent to me. Well, I told you all the person she sent to me. I thought I honestly thought when things began to unfold that the shit was supposed to go to that person because Nettie was talking about her and so like badly, bad. And what's her name? Atishu, Ashanti, uh, whatever her name is. She was speaking on her just like really bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to ask, I said, are y'all beefing?
Right.
Do y'all have any old witch wars? Which is something else we'll have a lesson about because there are witch wars, that people, old witch wars that happened centuries ago, you know,
Right. Right.
the, that they come back for to gain reign.
Right.
And it's ridiculous. Now, I don't know what possessed him to go on live and admit she hexed me. Now, at the end of the day, Nettie still had a good heart. You know, this woman almost had a heart attack telling me because, see, when the video was sent to me, I could not watch it. It was under spiritual manipulation. But M has no more power. And I'm going to say it again. M. Rain, Lucretia Hayes has no more spiritual power. Do y'all hear me? To the ones in the back. M. Rain, Lucretia Hayes has no more spiritual power. Her spiritual hands has been arrested. So I don't want you guys fear mongering. I don't want you guys to fear. Either you face everything and rise, or you say fuck everything and run. You make the choice. And as my mentor says, sometimes you have to be the deity. What possessed her? Keep that word in mind, you all. What possessed Emme Rain to go on a live and admit she hexed me. You're dealing with a mentally unstable person here. And if you listen to her, you'll hear her contradicting herself a lot. And I do
Yeah,
mean a lot.
I've been noticed that she, and again, there's been a lot of things she has said, and I sit back and I'm like, no one else is catching this. Like one time she was praising this one person about, oh, this is the first millionaire that I produced. This is my first millionaire. But then as soon as she got mad at that person, oh, they're not a millionaire. So which one is it? Whether you lied then or you're lying now, you're a liar. You've just literally exposed yourself as a liar. You know what I mean? But I want people to understand too that you don't have to do anything. There's no way to really understand why she does what she does outside of her doing it for her own personal gain, to further position herself as a leader, to further infuse this picture, or position herself as this person to be feared, so that you don't cross any lines, quote unquote, right? To position herself as very powerful, more powerful than any other leaders in the industry as well, any other spiritual leaders. It is all, she does all of these things. She has to continue to do these things so that she can stay in a position of power, because the moment that she stops, everything is going to fall apart. And it's going to happen anyway because her time is up. But just to really lay out why she does these things, it is all a part of her business model.
Say it again.
It is
Please say
all
it
a
again.
part of her business model. It is smoke and mirrors. Okay. But we'll talk about that at another time. That's why I said she don't want me. She don't want me to lay into her when it comes to the business side of it. I peeped
So
her a long time ago and she knows that.
so
And
those of
that's
you
part
who
of the
don't
reason why she keeps coming for me. Yeah.
LaVette was a part of the Magickal Mystic community prior than I was. Okay. So she has more insight. As she mentioned, she spoke at the expo. And if you know Emme Rain, then you know she doesn't allow just anyone to speak at the expo. But when she spoke at the expo, put her all into it, Emme Rain was jealous, right?
And I'll be honest with you, me speaking at the expo, it really wasn't, it's not an honorable mention. It wasn't honorable. He was playing chess with me. He was playing chess with me. She,
Okay.
I was already doing my own thing. At that time, I was known as LaVette Minn, the family brand educator. During the pandemic, I decided to start going live and teaching on branding, marketing, and business, right? Most people hadn't really known me in that light. So I decided to start going live and teaching. And that's how I started building my notoriety as LaVette Minn. At that time, at that same time, I was also over there in that community as well, because I had embarked on my spiritual journey. I was already on my spiritual journey, but I wanted to just dive all the way in. You know how you kind of tiptoe? I was tiptoeing back and forth. But during that
Right.
time in my life, I really wanted to just dive all the way in. Okay. So while me being on my spiritual journey, I also had my own thing that I was doing. I was already the family brand educator. I just decided to really build my public brand. Right. So she saw me and she saw what I was doing. So she started to play chess with me. She never really liked me for real. She never really loved me for real. She just knew that, hey, she could potentially become a threat. Okay, so she invited me to speak at the expo. She invited me into her legacy builders group and was like, if anyone needs help with business and branding, I'll refer them to you. Now, in my mind, I was like, oh my God, she loves, not love me, but she really likes me and she wants to help build my business. But all along, she really was playing chess. Okay,
Right.
so for her to invite me to speak at the expo, that was like her moving her final piece on the chessboard by putting me in front of her people so that she could tear me down. Because the moment she attacked me and she went live and she called my name out, a lot of people that were clients of mine, they separated themselves from me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And in turn, it did hurt my business a little bit, but it's okay because they had to go anyway. Because I wasn't supposed to be in the community for that reason. I wasn't supposed to build my business off of having her people come to me as a client. Now, this is no shade or no shot to anyone because I truly appreciate those that trusted me and paid me to deliver a service. And I made sure that I went above and beyond when I delivered the service because one thing I don't play with is integrity and delivering on my promises. So it's no shade to anyone. I appreciate everyone that has supported my business. But I know that her giving me the shout outs and her sending people to me was her playing chess with me.
Now, in my experience, as I mentioned, she sent someone to monitor me. Do you feel as if some of those people were monitors?
I believe so. And when I said that a lot of the people that did come to me, they were her apprentices. And I said, at one point it felt a little strange to me, like, wow, almost all of her apprentices are coming to me. And like I said, in hindsight, after the attacks ensued and everything happened, I realized again, it was all a setup. It was all a setup because you have to think about it like this. If I have a really big community where I'm the HBIC, right? And
Mhm.
you have a business and I send all of my people to you, now you're thriving, you're doing really well because all of the people in my community are supporting you. Now when I decide it's time to tear you down, what's the first thing I hit? I hit your business. I tell all my people, oh, don't mess with her anymore, I don't like her anymore, she's no good, she ain't shit. Now I just hurt your business. That's what you did with me. And the reason why I had her serve with that
And
cease and desist.
there's also a deity on her business as well.
Oh yeah, she's publicly admitted that. Yeah. And the reason, so let's be clear, this is one thing I really want to make clear, and I made it clear on the live that I did. When I served her with the cease and desist, it wasn't because she went live and called my name and was, calling me all sorts of names, profane names, right? It wasn't for that. It was because she specifically said out of her mouth that she sent one of her apprentices to me that paid for a service and I didn't deliver on that service. And that's a lie. That is not true. That was her attempt to further defame and slander my name, to really try to hurt my business so people won't do business with me. And because that was a blatant lie, that she knows was a blatant lie, that was why I had her serve with that cease and desist.
In which she didn't mention the cease and desist until years later.
2 years later, exactly. Yeah. Because I had her served in 2022, but she mentioned it when she went live and called my name again in August of this year.
Mm, mm, mm. I know what calling your name mean. We know what calling your name mean when she called your name. She
Yeah,
just couldn't get to you. Many
right.
don't, but we'll elaborate on that at a later date.
Yeah.
This is really sad. We're going to come to a closing. Do you have anything else you would like to say? Any
Um,
warnings you would like to give to the community? Would you like to shout out your business? That's on you.
um, no, I'm here solely for the purpose of exposing M Rain. Hashtag exposing M Rain. Hashtag surviving M Rain. I appreciate you for, extending the invite and allowing me to come up here on your platform and share my story. And anytime you would like for me to come, you just let me know and I'll be here. We are, like I said, it's a group of us. You're not alone. For those of you that are afraid and you don't want to speak out for whatever reasons, you're not alone. You're not crazy. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
so anything you may be experiencing, any inklings, any thoughts where you feel like something may not be right and something is off, trust that. Trust your intuition. Okay, it's not lying to you. Okay.
And
Um I
I
would
would
just
like
urge
to
people
add,
to just sit back and just pay attention. I think that's
mm,
the most important thing. Just really pay attention. You don't have to automatically believe someone or automatically not believe someone. Just pay attention for yourself.
and I would like to add, not only do you pay attention to yourself, but pay attention to your children. Because
Yes.
with me, my son began waking up during the witching hours every night. Every night. I want to say from the age of 5 months. And during this time, Ontario came up with the childproof oil. But as I mentioned previously, with all of these child abandonment and child desertion charges, did you make the oil so the children would not have a defense against you? My son also became violent. He also began stealing from my purse and stashing the money in vents. This is something, come on now. My baby began walking at 8 months. That's abnormal behavior for a child, especially a child who has never been exposed to these type of things. And just to verify, if you guys want verification, you can go into I think Montario's group is the Tantrical Alchemist. I did make a product review on the childproof oil, and I stated it did not work for my son. He needed something stronger. Montario discontinued the oil. Okay. Now, here's something I want you all to pay close attention to. You never see anyone really giving testimonies in the Magickal Mystic or the Tantrical Alchemist. Those groups are a product. It's a product review community. You will only see product reviews, and this may scare some of you, but it's due to Emme Rain having a hold of your energy, and you better hope that she doesn't have a hold to your soul. I know that was a lot. That was pretty
That
heavy.
that that was a lot and that was powerful, especially that last part you shared. And I'll share my experience with that as well offline. But yes,
So we
reiterate
are.
that part again because listen, people really need to know this is real.
If you pay attention to the Tantrical Alchemist as well as the Magickal Mystic groups, it is not, you'll never see real testimonies of how these products changed their lives. Everything is always based on the product. And that's because M Rain has a hold of your energy. And you better hope she does not have a hold to your soul. And it goes back to when I said you don't know what type of incantations and chants M Rain herself and others, because she has help. I hate to be the one to tell you guys, but she's not the one to protect herself. She hires people. She really doesn't like the black woman. Why do you think she portray? If a person doesn't have a violent background, why would she portray to have one? We all know a lot of us, a lot of you all who look like me don't have financial literacy, right? We spend many of us spend our money impulsively. So she portrays to be this ghetto bitch because that's how she look at y'all. She look at y'all and was looking at me at one point as a ghetto bitch. So be very careful, be very mindful. And LaVette will come on again. And when she comes on, she will give her story, her experience. She's going to give her experience. I know I don't want to push too much down you guys' throat at one time because this is a lot and we have a lot of people lined up. Okay. So I would just encourage you all to meditate. And if you keep seeing her face during your meditations, if you see her face in your house, as I did, don't go to anyone in the spiritual community because, see, I'm going to be honest here. And LaVette, you can chime in if you want. I've noticed since I've spoken out, there has been many people who claim to be healers who are now advertising their business to heal. Don't trust anyone. We
Yeah,
have
I hadn't seen
resources.
that. I hadn't seen that, but I also agree. Don't just trust anyone. For sure. For sure.
Allow your oversoul to make the decision. Allow your Ori to make the decisions. Okay? So the next time LaVette comes on, she will tell her story and her experience. Okay? But I'll be back momentarily because I have a lot to say. Being waking up, I was woke up last night, but I have to show my body one more time for the camera because I want you all to know when Tay Taran went on live to expose Emme Rain, he wasn't really exposing her. He was making you guys aware of what a real spiritual community leader is. When he called her fat, keep in mind, Emme Rain was under Terrain Hicks. Okay? But she didn't lose the weight because she was not doing the work. Now, I want you all to take a look at my very first video. Look at my skin. Look at the way I was talking. Everything. And you'll see the transformation. I'm literally taking you all through my healing journey, if it makes sense. And I'm showing my body to show you guys the transformation from the mantras. Okay, there we go. That's better. And I'm on my cycle. And for me to be on my cycle and to be bloated like this, told y'all I had to look back at that thing. Like, oh, that was in a different video though. I have lost a lot of weight. And this is just from the meditations and the mantras given by the Occult College by Tay Taran. Sis, I know you're not funny style, but don't I look good?
You look good. You do look good, ma'am. I told you look good. I told you your skin was glowing. Yeah.
And I only have on a bra, so you guys can't see my nipples. And to Miss Aubrie Sears, you told me to get some clothes, baby. My PayPal, Cash App, Chime, everything else is down there. So go on ahead, baller. Go on ahead, send it in. You a bottom bitch. That's what you are. Y'all not married. I have not found not one record. but I'm not going to get into that with LaVette Minn on here. I'm going to keep it on her story. Thank you so much, LaVette. I greatly appreciate you for coming on
Of
to
course,
share
you're welcome. Thank you
the
for
things
having
you
me.
shared.
It's, it was my pleasure to get on here and share my story because I know a lot of people, like I said, she has mentioned my name on two different lives that I am aware of. I don't know about, anything outside of that. So I think it is important for me to tell my side of the story, and I'm not done talking. I have a lot more I definitely need to expose when it comes to Miss Emme Rain. So Emme Rain, we all know that you've been spying and listening to these videos. Just know that I'm here. Just know
Oh,
that
she came on one of the
yeah.
lives.
Oh yeah. Just know I'm here and I'm not shutting up.
And
I'm not
just to
shutting up.
clarify one more time, I didn't know. If you know me, then you know I'm an introvert. And after you endure something so traumatic, as the experience Emme Rain took us through, you don't trust anyone. Not just in the spiritual community. This shit affects you in your everyday life. And if you
Yeah, it,
can't
it,
get
it
to you,
affects you
you'll
and
get
not
to your
just
babies
you.
first.
And the fucked up part about it, it's not just you. Like, if we're gonna be at a war and if we're going to be at war, let it be between me and you. Let it be
Right.
between me and you, because I'll box you all day, right? And I'm not talking physically, so I'm not inciting any physical violence, just to be clear. But she knows what that means. But for you to hurt innocent people that don't even know who you are, they don't even know that you exist, that's fucked up. And I said that in my live. Innocent
And to
people,
hurt babies.
children. You
Yeah,
a
to hurt
nasty
babies.
dog. You a nasty dog. You a nasty rat for coming after innocent children. Your day is coming. Your time is up. She knows it. She knows it. Her time is up.
Your spirit, her spiritual hands are arrested. Don't nobody fear you. And as you guys can go back to the text messages I post from Emme Rain and her associates, now she wants to play crazy and say that she has a guardian. The bitch probably do get SSI or SSD because something wrong with the hoe. But we're gonna come to a closing. I will be back momentarily. I am not done. I am not finished because I have to get into these messages. Okay. And LaVette, it was a pleasure. I greatly appreciate you. I can't wait until you come to tell your experience. As I mentioned previously, I did not want to, throw too much down your throats because this is a lot to take in within itself,
Yes, it
especially
is.
for a newcomer.
Right.
So I am going to end the live.
Okay.
And to all of my truth seekers, continue to tune in. Trust me when I say this will be coming to a halt very soon because it's time for me to get into my healing journey. Okay. And it's time for you guys to actually see how I'm healing. And it's been a wonderful experience. It's been a wonderful experience, a lot of tears, a lot of emotions. It's been heavy. Healing isn't all love and light, not love and light, but rainbows and unicorns. You get those ugly cries, the cries that just come out of the blue, and you have to sit with those emotions. However, we're going to come to a close. Thank you all for joining. Like, subscribe, and make certain you comment. I will see you guys momentarily. And yes, in my same red lingerie. And Miss Aubrie Sears, since you said get me some new clothes, baby, I put my PayPal, Cash App, and everything else down here. You are more than welcome to donate. Shit, y'all got the money over there. Y'all got the money. I'm your mama. I'm your daddy. I'm that. in the alley. I'm your push-up man. You taking 3,000 ecstasy pills out the house? Donate. Why not? Send it all to me. Okay, you guys. Until next time.